Hey guys, Jasmine here, and I'm going to talk to you about a theme from the book, The Aviary. And before I get into the theme, I'm going to give a brief summary, and much like Lexxie, I'm not that good at it, so I will read the inside jacket of the book. The Glendower Mansion was once the magnificent home of a famous magician and illusionist, but now it is crumbling and nearly closed down. Home only to the magician's aging widow, a cage full of exotic birds, a cook, a housekeeper, and the housekeeper's 11-year-old daughter, Clara. Clara loves Mrs. Glendower, but the birds in the aviary frighten her. They always seem to screech and squall whenever she's near, until one day when the Mina speaks. Elliot. And from that point on, she is sucked into a mystery that she never thought possible, and she knows a lot more about the Glendowers and her own past. The only thing I could really think about for this book was freedom, or the lack of it. The birds and Clara really parallel each other in a way, because Clara, she's lived in this mansion all her life, and she hasn't really ventured outside of it unless escorted by her mother. And then there are these birds who also for a very long time stayed in this cage. And even though you know that they do have the ability to escape, they still can't, because a lot more is holding them to that place. Throughout the book, you start to see that change, especially when Clara starts to feel a connection to the birds, and she's able to feel for them, relate to them. Finally on the same page, in a way, her and the birds. Clara realizes that her mother is keeping something from her. And even though Clara has figured out a whole bunch on her own, she still doesn't know the most important truth yet. And she's like, she finally stands up to her mother at one point in the story and says, hey, why can't you just tell me the truth? So that point when she really does stand up to her mother is really pivotal, and Clara for the first time is free. She's still not yet allowed to leave the house really, but it's her mom. She's very protective of her. And going back to the birds, that connection they have, and they're sort of gaining their freedom through Clara figuring out things and she's able to help them out in a way. I can't say too much. I'm not saying too much. That's all I could really think about, for theme. And I think it makes a lot more sense when you read the book. Going to my initial reactions, I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it so much, I love it. I was so excited reading this book. I do have to say, my favorite line in the entire story. Here, you are now an honorary bird. Best line ever. I cannot stop laughing. And it's the middle of the night too, and I cannot stop laughing. So good. So, I think I'll leave you guys off with that. I'll see you next week. Bye.